Hello everyone, and welcome to the Are We Free movement tonight. And I have a special little topic that may be very, very controversial. And it may be as non-PC as it gets. My name is Jamal Barnes here, and the overall question that this movement always asks is, are we truly, really free? And the answer to that, in this case, will be no. Absolutely not. So we're going to discuss some stuff about the Baltimore City public school system. And it's in the state of Maryland here in the United States. And for those of you who are from overseas, in case you may not know, the Baltimore City public school system is having major problems. Major problems. So let's get right into it. So the Baltimore City public school system recently announced the other day, back on Tuesday, May 31st, that they are announcing 171 layoffs. Now, that's going to make up of 65 teachers, and the rest of it will be people from central office. Now, again, I'm not here to advocate layoffs. But the question I have is, and I brought this to the table on the Are We Free Movement's Facebook page today, is Baltimore City Public Schools going to turn into Detroit Public Schools in the next few years? And the answer to that, from me, in my opinion, is absolutely. Here's why. This is a school system that just like in Venezuela, just like in Detroit, just like in Chicago, just like in Lagos, Nigeria, just like in Kampala, Uganda, this city school system is so corrupt it doesn't even make any sense. You want to talk about a corrupt school system? They would rather misuse the money that is supposed to be helping the kids. You have the board members giving themselves bonuses. You have a CEO, which, by the way, with Mr. Gregory Thornton, which is basically the board couldn't stand Gregory Thornton because for whatever reason they just didn't seem to like him. Whenever I hear this story, I think of Detroit. Detroit had the same problems back in the mid-2000s. You had several different CEOs come in and out, in and out, in and out. And there was one who brought some things to the forefront. And what did the board do? They tried to get rid of her quick, fast, in a hurry. And I feel like Baltimore City Public School System did the exact same thing to Gregory Thornton. It was did it seem like a military coup? I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. I just can predict or guess that absolutely that's what the motive was. It was all political. They didn't like what the guy wanted to do with the school system, and so they got rid of him. So then they bring this new CEO on, this interim CEO, and she announces layoffs. Teachers union had protests, but it didn't matter to the school system. They decided, you know what, we're going to go through the layoffs, and we're sorry for the inconvenience. Typical, right? So, but at the same time, the citizens, the folks who, the majority of the citizens of Baltimore have voted Democrat or liberal. I don't even want to use the term Democrat or Republican. I want to use the term conservative and liberal, because that's how divided we are as a nation and as a city. So we have the folks, the majority who vote liberal, and what the majority of them want is this idea that we should just throw more money, and that we're going to blame, you know what, why don't we just blame Larry Hogan for everything, you know? Larry Hogan came, he made a bunch of cuts, 60 million in cuts, and what do the people say? Oh, Larry Hogan, he made the cuts because he doesn't like us. He doesn't like us. He did it for political reasons. He doesn't care about the poor. He just wants to cut everything for the poor. He hates the poor. He hates Baltimore City because Baltimore City didn't support him in the recent elections. Oh, give me a break. The real reason is this city school system has misused so much money long before Larry Hogan got in. Okay? And on top of that, the majority of the city schools' revenue comes from the state and the federal government. Now, you want to talk about throwing money at the problem. This particular school system seems to believe, and many other citizens in Baltimore City do apparently, they believe that we should just throw more money at the problem. Just throw more money. You know what, why don't we just throw, I don't know, $5 quintillion. If we threw $5 quintillion, that would have alleviated all the problems Baltimore City Public Schools, right? Yeah, that's all everything. It actually didn't. What it actually did is the money doesn't even go where it's supposed to go. Most of the money typically goes to their big multi-million-dollar food budgets, which, by the way, the kids don't even get the best quality meals. Those go to the executives and all that kind of stuff. So you have that going on. And what you have is, I don't know if anyone remembers, back in 2003, the city school system had a $58 million deficit. What was later found out was that most of the money was stolen, and the CEO at the time resigned from her position and just fled to Florida. Can you believe this? She flees to Florida. So, you know what? She basically did? She said, you know what? I've already scammed Baltimore City. I'm just going to resign. I'm going to take a plane, get me a private jet, and I'm going to go to Florida. Take a nice big vacation. And you know what? I don't even have to come back because I already have my money. And by the way, nothing was done about it. So that was the set of layoffs that happened in 2003. But you would think that this school system would learn from history. This school system doesn't seem to get it. And we're just sitting here wondering, wow, can you believe what's going on? But according to most people in Baltimore City, it's like, Larry Hogan, he didn't give us enough money. He cut a bunch of money. There were funds that were supposed to be released, and he didn't release them. So that's why the layoffs. We're blaming it on Hogan once again. All of this stuff is politically motivated. Now, like I said, am I supporting the layoffs? Well, I don't want anybody to lose their job. But at the same time, the city school system needs is personal responsibility. The kids are failing the test scores year after year after year after year after year, and nothing's being done. And what does the NCLB do? The No Child Left Behind Act? Oh, let's just blame it on the teachers. These are the same kids who disrupt class every single day, all day long, and sleep during the exam. You really think that the teachers should be blamed for the low test scores in the city? And then you got some folks who would argue. I know there's going to be some folks out there who would argue, oh, well, you got to understand, slavery was the reason. Because of slavery, the majority of the minority doesn't have enough money. Okay, I totally understand that. But that, to me, that's a lame excuse. You know why it's a lame excuse? The reason I say it's a lame excuse is because of one simple reason, and that is that this generation is no longer in slavery. To me, that's just another excuse why the kids aren't doing well. The reason why the kids aren't doing well is because the kids don't want to do well. That's the reason why. The areas that they come from are trash, okay? They come from these violent homes and all these gang members on the corner, and these kids see this and this is what they believe. You know, I should be on the gang. I can make more money selling crack on the corner, and I can taking care of my quality education that taxpayers pay for. So it's not just the stuff with Larry Hogan. That's not the only reason. The other reason is there's been so much wasted money. When you have that high dropout rate the city of Baltimore has, And all that wasted money. And by the way, the city school system spends $15,000 US per student, per pupil, whatever they want to call it. But I call it per student. But anyway, so of that money, all those kids who drop out, guess what? That $15,000 is wasted. Right then and there. That's thousands and billions. Actually, that's millions of dollars. By the time you look at the number of students who dropped out, that's millions of dollars in wasted money. And everybody wants to sit there and say, oh, well, you know, it's Larry Hogan. It's not Larry Hogan. That's a sign of a school system that doesn't seem to understand personal responsibility. You know, the city of Baltimore schools have to wake up. They have to. If they don't, they're going to end up being like Detroit, where there's emergency financial managers and all those other sorts of things. So, all I can say is that Baltimore City, to me, should just stop making excuses. Start accepting personal responsibility. Throwing more money is not going to solve the issue. What is going to solve the issue is a culture change. A culture change. Not more money thrown at the problem, but a culture change. And, yeah, let's blame it on Hogan. That's not going to work. It's not. So, here's my question to you guys. What do you all believe of Baltimore City Public Schools? Do you believe that Baltimore City Schools should accept responsibility? Do you believe that Baltimore City Schools should try to get more money from the state? What do you think Baltimore City school system should do? Leave your comment in the comment section below. We'll be glad to read those comments. Please like and subscribe to the Are We Free Movement YouTube channel, and like us on the Are We Free Movement's Facebook page. Because the question really is what it boils down to: are we really free? And right now, in this case, I'm gonna have to say no. We're not free. Why are we not free? Because these board members are selected by the mayor. It's kind of like the Friends and Family Plan. The people don't even get to elect their own board members of their own city. That right there is not freedom. That's big government. I hate to bring it to you. That's more government. That's not freedom. Freedom would be the people actually electing the board members. So, therein lies part of the problems that Baltimore City School System faces. Is they're a cash-strapped district, and they just, for some odd reason, they figure more money is going to solve the problem. And it's not. As you're seeing right now with layoffs. I wouldn't be surprised if there are reports that come out later on this year or even next year of scams coming out of the City Public Schools. So, thank you all so much for watching, and have a great evening, everyone. Take care of yourselves and each other.